All right, a special session is taking place right now at the state capitol, and it comes as Governor Ned Lamont says the uncertainty from the federal government shutdown has left many people here in Connecticut who rely on social programs in limbo, especially when it comes to the future of funding for programs like Medicaid and SNAP.
Fox 61's Annette Montgomery has a deeper explanation on what will happen in this special session and the impacts we can expect to see soon.
The purpose of this special session and the two-day voting window that began Wednesday is simple: to figure out what happens when we start to see cuts to social programs because of the big, beautiful bill that was passed in July, or if we see another federal government shutdown.
They're going to try to get a lot of things done all at once. I think, the big one is to support in case there's a government shutdown and support those programs.
Political science professor Scott McLean is referring to programs like SNAP and WIC. It comes as lawmakers in Connecticut spend Wednesday and Thursday in a special session focused on the creation of a $500 million reserve fund in case we see another government shutdown.
Right now, the Democrats have a commanding majority in both houses. The Republicans, I think wisely, are seeing after the election that that Connecticut residents really do care about these various programs, about affordability.
McLean says the purpose of this special session is to look at what happens when we start to see cuts to social programs like SNAP and Medicaid when the big, beautiful bill that was passed in July kicks in.
I think it will establish what the rainy day fund can and cannot be used for. Yes, bipartisan support for supporting anti-poverty programs, but maybe not for other things like higher ed or supporting local nonprofits that are also addressing food emergency needs.
The state's rainy day fund sits around $4.3 billion, which McLean says puts Connecticut in a great position.
I think Connecticut is in an amazing position. Very few states have that kind of surplus and that kind of support for pensions, for emergencies, and so on and so forth.
McLean tells me this special session will set the stage for the regular session in February and the matters legislators want to really focus on. He says Republican leaders across the state saw with the November 4th election how important programs like SNAP are to people here in Connecticut. In Hartford, Annette Montgomery, Fox 61.